It's the last day before school. So, I don't know what we're doing. We're just playing at the moment. I've got to do some washing and stuff. What? Yeah, we might try and go swimming, but I've got to make sure I've done the washing. So I've got to go keep on top of that. The guy stinks. Can I just walk away and do the washing and pretend that I didn't smell the poop that is right there? I'm joking. I'll just put the washing on and then I guess I'll deal with it. So I put the kids in the same bed last night. The plan is, because currently, oh gosh, you guys are a bit dark. Currently, we have me and Luke's bed, Levi's bed, Hayden's on the cot mattress. We need the cot mattress for baby because I can't have baby like between me and the kids because they wriggle too much, either of the kids. And I can't have baby between me and Luke because Luke has sleep problems and is on heaps of meds at the moment that make him drowsy. I don't know which way. I want to see if we can try and do stuff this way. But I don't know. Gentle Levi. This mattress has got to go next to me. And these two have got to go on the same mattress together. Head to toe. Is that what it's called? There's like dogs barking, but it's not my dog. No, my dog is just wagging his tail. So confusing. This is so confusing. It sounds like Luca. But look, oh my god. What happened to your bum, Luca? What happened to your butt? Why are you so dirty? As I keep saying, we're now begging. Alright, Mummy just wants to say this one thing. It'd be good if they can both sleep on that single mattress together, because then when we do transfer them to their room, they can transfer together and don't have to go onto the far end of the house completely alone on their own sort of thing. But they can go both together into Hayden's room on the bottom bunk together. Because I think eventually they're gonna end up sharing a room. And Hayden will be up the top and Levi will be down the bottom. But Hayden's too little to go on the top bunk for sleeping just yet. I don't know if you guys glimpsed this mess that used to be here, but I cleaned that up. It's mostly just boxes. 2 boxes to donate, and then like 3 or 4 boxes of just clothes. Step 1. This is a lot of little bits. These labelled at all? Need some of these. These are B. So how many B do we need? 4, 5, 6. And 2 G's. Can you put yours on like that? There you go. Hammer that on.
Mine is on.
On that one?
What kind of stuff is it for me now, Mummy?
Now, hold on. Next bit, we put this aside. Yep, we've built it. Good work, you two. Good work. Alrighty then, I have not updated in a while. I'm also 28 weeks today, apparently. I ended up applying for... It's an icy pole holder. Applying for CMP, which is the Community Midwifery Program at King Eddie's. They're the ones that do the bulk build public system home births. And they're who I went through with Levi. I applied for them ages ago, like, I'm pretty sure I started the process when I was trying. Just to check and see, and they said just email back once you actually conceive. So then I started, I think like 6 weeks. As soon as I saw the dating scam, maybe somewhere around then, I emailed and started the process again. But then with the Omphalocell scare, obviously I couldn't get a home birth if that was the case, so I just stopped for a bit. Stopped the process, didn't bother following up or anything like that. And then when that came back all clear and was not a drama at all, I then started the process again. And it got to the point where they basically said, just send in your application forms and we'll forward them on to, you know, the head person that deals with the higher risk cases or something like that. and determines whether you can be part of the program. So I replied to that email back in November. They never apparently got them. They were sent, so it probably just got lost in the system. But mid to end January, I think it was, I then sent another email saying, just following up, seeing what's happening. And they were like, oh, we never received anything. And I was like, of course. So then I had to reapply again. They sent back saying that they like go through the applications on a monthly basis. And by the time they replied, it was the 4th of February. And I was like, great, I bet I just missed the cutoff. In the meantime, I was just doing my normal, the very, very normal route. I'm not applying for MGP, which is midwifery group practice, which is the midwife groups at Armidale, which they're the like continuity of care. You see the same midwife or midwife group the entire time. I'm just not going to take up a spot when I'm trying to get into the CMP and all that sort of stuff. So I'm currently going through the normal route, which is, do you mind, sir? Just got booted. I had my first midwife appointment through the normal system, which was a bit delayed because they are backed up with everything. So usually you have them like a couple of weeks after your 20-week scan sort of thing. I had mine at 27 weeks, and you meant to see the doctor at 28 weeks. They said just book in for the doctor ASAP, the soonest appointment you can get. And I tried to do that, and the like obstetrician, this is the obstetrician, not just a GP, they're booked out till I'm 33, 34 weeks. And I'm like, I meant to see them again at 34 weeks. So if they are so adamant you have to have appointments at these times, then why can't I get appointments at those gestations? Had that appointment, was going smoothly and everything. Then she measured my fundal height, and yeah, I am off the charts. So basically, apparently this is the one made up for me. Here's my chart. That's my measurement. So this is baby's fundal height, which is like the centimeters from your pelvic pubic bone to the top of the uterus. And this is estimated weight based off fundal height. And this is your weeks of gestation. So for 27 weeks, I should be, you know, in here somewhere. And I was measuring up at like 29 centimeters. Putting baby at 1.5 kilos and putting me way above the charts. What's interesting is I just saw this chart. Okay, so I just saw this chart in here, which isn't made up to me. It's the international chart. And for 27 weeks, no, 29 centimeters at 27 weeks. So 29 centimeters, 27 weeks is up here. So I'm only sitting on the 90th percentile for like the international chart. So I don't know why they're panicking for, but anyway, it caused panic. Not panic so much as, I've already had the induction talk and all that stuff, and I'm like, I'm 27 weeks. You've seen my partner, he's tall. I have big babies, evidently. Levi's just there, I just gestured to him. He was 4.22 kilos. Subsequent babies usually tend to be bigger than the last, and it's just like, anyway, I got told if I'm still big at the next one, if I'm still off the charts and not getting back on the charts, apparently they're going to send me for a growth scan, and I'm like, nah, that's fine, not necessary. Just like being told, oh, we won't do the induction before 39 weeks, and I was like, you won't do a induction at all without me consenting to it. Like, not just getting induced for the sake of a big baby. To me, big babies are easier to push out, in my experience. It's just the way it was portrayed, as if everyone gets an induction and like I'd be asking for one, and it was just expected that I get an induction. And this was before the fetal measurement, fundal height measurement. And then, like, once they measured that, it was like a certainty. And I was like, it's not a certainty. It's not necessary. It's just, that was frustrating. So, and she was saying how she'll go over the pros and cons of doing the glucose tolerance tests and the risks of not doing it and all this sort of stuff. But when I tried to book in, as I said, I could only book for like 33, 34 weeks. It's too late to do the glucose tolerance test by that point. I'm sort of just like, like I don't have any concerns at the moment. I'm not worried about anything. I don't really feel the need to see a midwife at all. The only thing I want is my iron bloods done, my iron levels checked, and I want my all my needle, what are they called? Vaccinations. I want to get all those done and up to date before Bub arrives. That's the only real reason I personally need to see anyone before I go into labor, because like I know where to go if I'm having a hospital birth. I know where to go, I know the protocol, I know all that. I have no concerns. It's just a matter of waiting until labor. Like I don't really see why they need to see me, really. Like I understand, obviously, especially with like first time pregnancies, you want to be seen more because you're just like, I don't know, it's just like you want to, even though it's not going to change anything, you just want to be checked more often. You want that reassurance more often. And also just having a like milestone to get to feels like an accomplishment. It's like I got to my next midwife appointment. Like I made it. I'm one step closer to the end goal. You know what I mean? Whereas now it's like I'm enjoying pregnancy. Well, as much as you can. I'm enjoying parenting as much as you can. And I'm just trying to enjoy the moment, and I don't have any need for the medical interventions at the moment. Medical reassurance. I am my own reassurance currently because there's nothing wrong. I really don't know what I'm saying at this point. Earlier this week, I think Monday, I got a email saying I'd been accepted into the CMP program, and I was like, awesome, pending the interview, the like onboarding interview sort of thing, which I had on Wednesday driving home from work. We went through everything. I just realized I just didn't even mention my cyst at all, but she'll see it on my scans. It's a cyst, they're very common, so I'm assuming it'll be fine. Hopefully it just doesn't just add to the reasons not to give birth at home, but obviously the like main reason we're avoiding whatchamacallit, home birth, or like contraindicator, I don't know how to say that word, is Levi's NICU stay and his pneumonia that he had. Wasn't caused by group B strep. I think I had the test done, but even if I didn't, they tested me, my blood, him, his blood, my placenta, like they tested everything they could, the cord blood, everything, to see what it was, and it never came back with an infection. So I've got an appointment with her again on Wednesday, so I'll be 28 in a few. She's coming here, so I need to clean my whole house. She's going to try and see where, like, we've got to get clearance to get the home birth. So I got to speak to either an obstetrician or a pediatrician. I'm assuming, like, because it's the birth process, usually it's an obstetrician, but because it's the risk of the baby having issues, it might be a pediatrician. I'm not sure. We've got to speak and just get an all clear and just basically find out whether they are happy to risk a home birth. And yeah, she's going to see what hospital and who will have a better chance of getting the all clear from. And we will find out hopefully soon, because I'd like to know. In case anyone's wondering like why it's so important to me, like what's my reasoning for this. It's just easier. My hospital birth I didn't like. I just had a lot of problems, and trauma, frankly, from it. Like, I'm fine, but it wasn't nice, and I don't ever want to be in any situation like that ever again. And obviously I've learnt, and I wouldn't likely get in a situation like that, but also I had Levi as a home birth and it was amazing. So I just my personal experience, home birth much better. If I go fast again, or even if I don't go fast, you don't have to worry about, oh, is it time to go to hospital? Am I going to get there in time? Am I going to get there and be sent home because I'm too early? Like, you don't have that worry that a lot of people have, because you're already where you're going to give birth, you know what I mean? Most time. And also because I had him so quickly, it's like I don't want to be rushing around. Like, I want to enjoy my birth. This is quite likely my last birth. I don't want to waste it. 1 second. Luca! Luca! Don't steal Levi's spot. Go lay down the bottom. Go lay down, Luca. I don't want to be arguing and pushing, and like, I don't want to have to super stand up to what I want, which is just to birth this baby without interventions, without, you know, like I did with Levi. I want to just progress completely naturally, be relaxed, feel the urge to push and start pushing. You know what I mean? I don't want all the Pitocin and the stretches and the checks, and I mean, I wouldn't mind the checks because I'm just interested. I want to know how far along I am. Everyone seems to just assume it gets done now. I don't want my waters broken, you know, like all this sort of thing. I don't want. And I don't want to be sitting there fighting and like having people say, well, you should do it for this reason, and trying to convince me when I would rather just be in the zone, not even thinking about it, not even worrying. Especially with the amount of issues I've had. I don't trust health professionals anymore. Like, I've been told some really, really dodgy information that was not scientifically proven, not based in medical science in the slightest. It was just told to me to get me to do something, and I later researched, or I sometimes actually knew because I have some scientific background. I'm about to graduate with a degree in science, but you know what I mean. And I like knew it was wrong what they were saying. And it's just like, I know that. So many people wouldn't know that. They'd believe everything that they're told because it's coming from a professional that should know better. So I have no trust anymore. Everything that gets told to me, I have to research and validate and find out if it's real or if it's just, you know, either protocol or scaremongering tactics, or like they just have been told to say it and taught to say it, and it might not even be a good thing, if that makes sense. I have so much stress related with just fighting for, or just the arguments that I know are going to occur, or not even just the conversations that I just don't want to even have. Like, I can't be convinced to have an epidural or pain relief if I'm at home, because I'm at home. There is no pain relief. The hot shower is my pain relief. The heat packs, like, there's no option for them to push onto me. That's my main reason. I don't like hospitals. Like, I want to go straight to co-sleeping and breastfeeding and settle straight down after birth. I don't want to be worried about, you know, being constantly checked every 20 bloody minutes and having my blood pressure taken and all this stuff. Like, I just want to settle down, have a nap, and get on with life with 3 kids. You know what I mean? And then it's also just going to be easier. Like, if I'm home alone with Levi or both kids and I go into labor, that's like, that's okay, because you can't rock up to a labor unit at a hospital with 2 kids in tow in labor. You know what I mean? They just, I don't know what they do, but I don't think it's a thing that can be done. Like, you're not allowed to just bring your kids into the room, but also I don't know what they'd do if there was literally no other option. At home, it's their home. Like, you can't kick them out. They can just stay there and be there until someone arrives. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just a lot easier in a lot of ways, and I know where everything is, and I'll be a lot more comfortable. We never found out what the water bill was after my last labour, because I was in the shower basically the whole time with just the hot water pouring on me, which would have used so much water. We don't know how much it actually used because the ambulance or the midwives ran over our water main, and obviously that burst and exploded everywhere and used a lot of water as well. So I'll never know how much water I used in the shower. My glucose levels are fine. They are fine. My levels are fine, but the last week they have been above 5 for my fasting glucose. Usually doctors panic when they're above 5, but if you want to know why that's normal and I'm not worried, go check out my other video, which will come out probably after this one. Yeah, I just wanted to include it so I knew like at what point my fasting sugars started increasing. Before now, that was usually between 4.7 and 4.9. My after I eat sugars, very fine. Not even close to the like strictest limits of normal. So like I can have a whole pile of sugar on Wheat Bix, or you know what I mean, lots of carbs, and they'll be still in the 6s an hour post, you know what I mean. I think they're very, very, very rarely I'll actually hit the 7s, except with white bread. White bread sends my sugars up. It's still within safe ranges, but like I had like 5 slices of white bread once and it got up to 7.8, which is really high for me, still within the range. I think 7.8 is the cutoff, white bread specifically. Everything else, even if I like have spoonsfuls of sugar or chocolate or lollies, fine. White bread, skyrocketing. So anyway, symptoms, my back has been really sore, but it's mostly been from working, and like I've got reasons for it. I think it's been better in general if it weren't for those reasons. I've been peeing constantly, needing to go to the toilet for number 2s, but not being able to, which is frustrating. Not been too dizzy, like I'm not getting any iron symptoms, low iron symptoms yet, which I was expecting. I really need to go to the toilet now actually. Feeling heavy and Bubby's wriggly, and Mummy will be back in a sec. She's gonna go to the toilet, okay? But yeah, so I think that's it for my update.